My tooth from a toothbrush video has blown up. I'm talking double-digit views on the first day. So here I have an air conditioner. I'm going to continue that series. The next challenge is to make a fan from an air conditioner. I have an air conditioner and dehumidifier. I'm hoping to melt them down, retain the properties of making the air cold from the window air conditioner and making the air dry from the dehumidifier to sort of get like a Siberian air effect on this fan. I've more or less finished breaking them down, and here's what we have. Some plastic to recycle, 2 condensers, 2 motors, still with the fans attached. I'm not going to break those down at the moment, but I'll save them for later. Some scrap steel. Here are all the wires I stripped with both aluminum and copper in there. That's about 200 grams or a ½ pound. Twice that in copper tubing. That's 1 pound of copper tubes. And then 4 radiators for 7 pounds. They're about 40% copper. So overall we have roughly 4 pounds of aluminum, 4 pounds of copper. So the next question is, what type of fan? My first thought was this fan like this. Nice Spanish fan. This one came from La Casa de Diego in La Puerta del Sol in Madrid, España. But it's kind of not made out of metal. It's made out of really thin strips of wood and fabric. And I'm not sure how to replicate that in metal. So the next type of fan is like this fan that came out of the air conditioner. It's more of like a propeller. You can make each blade individually and then bolt it into a centerpiece, and that's what I think I'm going to do. This is not ideal because the floor flexes, the walls move. So, not ideal, but will it work? Maybe. It's also not ideal for your model to be made out of cardboard. But is that going to work? Sort of. Cut the radiator up into bite-sized pieces, and now melt it down.
Mine out my pouring actually. This looks flawless.
So here's the template that I used for one blade of the fan. I was going to make 3 of them. You saw how the pour went. Here is the blade, the blade that I made. It's made out of very brittle metal. This tab broke off immediately. It's super thick. I was going to grind it, cut it, maybe hammer it to make it look more like a blade, but it's super brittle. In fact, I suspected I'd be able to do that. I don't think that that's going to make a very sturdy fan. So, the next type of fan is like a big palm leaf that they would use in Egypt, but I didn't want to make one of those either. The next type of fan, being a person who's like an actual fan, feels like I'm stretching at this point, especially because it's a fan from an air conditioner. For some reason now I'm thinking it should be air from an air conditioner, and I don't know how to make air out of metal either. So what I'm going to do is consider this challenge to be a failure, and then individually melt the remaining aluminum and copper so that I don't waste everything. I didn't bring my scale, but this is some amount of copper, and this is some amount of aluminum. My brother sure is good at hammering. Here's all of the aluminum condensed down. Time for a melt. Here's the aluminum. Doesn't snap in half. Here's the copper. Not as much volume-wise, but very heavy compared to the aluminum. And I got these cool disc-shaped things. Maybe I can use that concept in a later video. So I learned some things. Don't make junky mixes of metal. And that's the main thing that I learned, is that this is useless. Challenge failed. You happy with this intro?
Yes, Marisa.
I can edit this out. Alright, I'm recording now. Mom, did you forget that he's recording?
Record what?
He's recording right now.
Yes?
Did you think he was talking to us?
Yes.
That was my formal voice.
Take 2, please.
He doesn't do those.